talking about living as a visionary.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Do we have any visionaries here? Of course you
Yeah.
are. We're all visionaries, aren't we? Absolutely. So our theme has been this idea of unmasking your inner light. Mm-hmm. You know, letting out the good stuff. I mean, I understand that if you live in your head all the time, you will eventually lose your mind. Right? And somebody says, well, James, are you out of your mind? And I say, no, I'm just out of your mind. Right? So, sanity, true sanity comes from being centered on the inside. Allowing that light that is within you to come forth into your hands, into your legs, into your words, into your thoughts. Because that's divinity, right? What if I told you that divinity wants to live in you and to live through you and express through you? Would you just think, oh, that's nice? Or would you say, whoa, wow, that's incredible? The divine presence wants to express through us. So what do you have to do? You have to kind of get out of the way sometimes, right? You have to allow yourself to relax and just let Spirit come through. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is. Because you and I, we are at our best when Spirit is shining through us. Right? And your expression makes a difference in the world. If you're thinking constant negative thoughts every day, then you're walking around in a negative frequency. Right? And you're affecting the whole. You're adding to the chaos. Say it with me. Stop it.
Stop it.
Right?
Please, stop it.
We are here to be the expression of peace and forgiveness and reconciliation. Yeah, but, well...
Stop it.
Stop it. Right? It's okay. It's okay. We're all going to be just fine. Right? We're eternal, immortal beings. Think about that. You're an eternal, immortal being, and everything is going to work out for your and my and our highest good. Do you believe that?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's where it starts, doesn't it? Yeah. So imagination is your creative superpower. Did you know you had one of those? A superpower. Yeah. It's not just Superman or Wonder Woman or Iron Man or there's so many of them to name and I can't think of any of them right now.
Wonder Woman! I'm just saying that should have been your first one.
Yes, I said that.
You know, this is interesting because the kids are making little capes this morning.
Oh.
Little superhero capes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jonathan Swift said that vision is the art of seeing the invisible. Vision is the art of seeing the invisible. Everything exists in the invisible before it becomes visible. Those divine ideas.
That's right. Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's say together, I am the power of imagination.
I am the power of imagination.
I see new possibilities.
I see new possibilities.
I create new realities.
I create new realities.
I bring forth the good I envision.
I bring forth the good I envision.
Wow. Isn't that great? Now, how many remember Walt Disney? You ever heard of him? Well, he had this dream. He had this idea. He had this thought that he wanted to create a totally different world. How many know that you and I can create worlds? You're living in one right now. It's your world. And you supply the characters, you supply all of the creatures and all the things that are there within your world, right? This is your world. But he wanted to create a world that was beautiful, that was fun, that was joyful, that was uplifting, that was inspirational. And many people called him foolish. They called it Disney's folly. They made fun of him. And they said, what are you trying to do? But through his imagination, he birthed a kingdom, right, of great joy that millions of people now experience and enjoy. Right? Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. So, but in order to do that, Walt, had to overcome significant challenges. Significant challenges. In fact, he got started, and you know what the first thing he had to do was? File bankruptcy. Because he couldn't do it. He couldn't make it. Right? But he didn't let that stop him. He just got reorganized. And he also lost control over his main character. No. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. That was what it was going to be. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Did you know that? It's interesting, isn't it? And anyway, somebody else took that. Somehow he lost control of it through this company that he was with. But he endured lots of financial struggles and debt and faced a major 1941 animators strike. And dealing with so much skepticism. I know there's always somebody around you that's a dream killer. Yeah. You can't do that. Who do you think you are? You know? And that's the way they sound when they say it. Because that's how you can tell. You know? That's just a little... So, he was so ambitious and so full of this idea. You know, when you get full of an idea, when you get full of a belief, when you get full of something that you really want to do, there's no stopping you, right? You just keep going. You have to jump over a hurdle. Sometimes you run into the hurdle. What do? You pick yourself back up and you go around and you keep moving forward, right? This community here wouldn't be here. If, it started in 1981, this Unity community, and went through lots of different iterations. But there was always people who believed in this idea of unity and said, we're going to continue this. We want this to keep moving forward. Right? Isn't that great? And so that's why we're here today. Because of people who before us stood strong. And that's what happened with Disney. And eventually, he realized that he needed another character. What do you call that? They have them in football team. Mascot. He needed a new mascot. And so he came up with Mickey Mouse. Right? Which is famous. But you think about it. Like a rat? A mouse? Really? How many of you can take anything and make it work? Right? The key is you got to plug in, and it needs to be a divine idea. There's a lot of people trying to do things that they are not operating on a spiritual principle, which is we have to receive this inspiration, this divine inspiration. They're just kind of making it up in their head, which is okay, but if it's not infused with spirit, see, what you want is you want God expressing. Because if God is expressing through you, not only when you get the download do you get the idea, but you also get the empowerment. You also get the way of doing it and the synchronistic connections so you can get it done. You understand what I'm saying?
I need to go back and revisit something that you said before you started on the Disney story, which is really good. You made this comment that this is our world, right? All the characters, everything, this is our world. And I would take that a step further and say that this being our world is creating this world for you, right? Mm-hmm. I was thinking about, I don't know if anyone remembers a show back in the, 90s maybe, called Sliders. Anybody remember that? Y'all too young.
Time travel
And then there was also a movie called Sliding Doors, I think, or something like that. But it's this idea that, if I have an issue with a coworker, there is a sliding door in front of me. I can chew that coworker out and say really awful things, and that will create one world for me. I can talk in a supportive, loving, reconciliatory, is that a word?
Yes.
Yeah, way, and that creates a world for me. The power of I'm thinking about this because I remember a time when, as a supervisor, I had to talk to an employee, and I was imagining how that interaction was going to go. And I caught myself imagining something that I didn't want. And that certainly would have created one story because if that had happened, then the rest of my days with her would have been quite different.
I'm glad you said her.
But catching myself and realizing what I was doing, then I was able to switch and go, wait a minute, no. This is what I envision happening. And then spending my time envisioning that encounter going this way, which it did go that way, and that created a world. That created a completely different scenario. So it's like every moment, we're presented with these doors. And it's like, what kind of world do you want? Do you want to go in this direction? Do you want to go in that direction? What do you want your world to reflect to you? It's all about the choices you make and the things that you imagine, you envision. So as visionaries, let's hold a really high vision for ourselves, for our fellow man, for our country, for our world. Yeah?
Absolutely.
I really would rather it go in a positive, beautiful thing than the alternative, wouldn't you? So let's hold a high vision. Let's be visionaries of positivity and just, because the mind is a creative powerhouse.
Yeah.
Everything is first created in our mind. It's always working on making something from nothing. It's always working on making something from nothing. You get that? So let's give it something to work with, to work on, that creates beautiful things.
Yeah. Well, Einstein said logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And Walt said, a wish is a dream your heart makes.
Yeah.
Say what? Did I say it wrong? A wish is a dream your heart makes? Oh, a dream is a wish your heart makes.
Yes.
Maybe that makes more sense. Nonetheless, it's a beautiful and memorable quote.
Well, you were...
Whether you remember it rightly or wrongly, it's a memorable quote.
There you go. We, the other day, we had some guys out here who were working on burying some more of that fiber optic stuff, And they were all out there, and so I walked out there and was talking to them just to see what they were doing and how long it was going to take and that sort of thing. And was kind of cutting up with this guy a little bit. We were talking back and forth, and a car came by, and the guy screamed out, "You immigrants, you don't belong here. You need to go home." And it hit me hard. I go, "Whoa, that was not, and I kind of, copped an attitude. You ever do that? Cop an attitude?
Oh, he can cop an attitude.
So I'm getting ready to. No, I'm just kidding. So, you know what this guy said? He said, he's being kind of rude, isn't he? And he just laughed it off and went back to work. And I thought, wow, that's the kind of world he's living in. That other guy was living in another world. How many know you live in your own world? You choose, to express in whatever way that you want to. And it's so beautiful.
So one of the things that happens is because we are sensory individuals, we get locked into things that our senses are telling us. So a visionary has the ability to see what could be rather than being limited by what their senses are telling them, what they see as being the way things really are. The visionary can see how things could be. They're not locked in. Go back to the box analogy, right? They're not locked into a box. They can see beyond the borders and walls of that box. They hold a clear inner image of a better future, of a better humanity, of a better version of themselves, a possibility that others may not see yet. And they get called crazy dreamers. What a wonderful thing to be called, a dreamer. You're just a dreamer. Yes, I am, right? It's a spiritual prophecy meant to manifest in time and space.
Let's say together, I'm a prophet.
Oh.
You are a prophet. You're constantly prophesying.
Yes.
What are you speaking? What are you bringing into existence, Mr. and Miss Prophet? Right?
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Proverbs 29:18 says that without a vision, the people perish. It's important to have a vision for your life. It's important for this community to have a vision for who we are in this community. Without a vision, you perish. If you don't have some kind of a goal, a vision, a dream that you're stretching for, then you just keep getting the same thing. The same thing just keeps showing up. And there's no growth in that.
Yeah.
There's no expansion in that. We have to have a vision, a dream. So, this idea that the people perish, it's this idea to waste away. There's no excitement. You lose interest. How many of you have started a project that you were so excited about? I'm putting my hand down. You start a project. No, you start a project that you're so excited about, and you're just going gung-ho, and then all of a sudden something comes up, and that gets your attention, and you never get back to the dream project that you had going that you were because you've lost interest. All of a sudden the excitement is not there. And to return back to it somehow, just kind of, I don't know, the excitement fizzled. Now I'm just going through the motions.
But all the people here, they follow through every time.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They don't need to hear that.
I guess I'm just talking to myself now. Because I have a little bit of a habit of starting projects and leaving halfway through them. My office is full of half-finished. Now, I'm going right along. What's our next point we're going to talk about?
It's okay to share things, but try not to share too much.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever told you that.
Yeah.
You don't share everything, right? I'm just saying.
I complete everything I begin. No worries. So let's talk about some things you can do.
Yeah.
I probably need to listen to this. I probably need to hear this.
Practical hacks. Vision theater. Before bed at night, you lie down. What are you thinking about? Well, a lot of people are thinking about the confusing thoughts and fearful anxiety. Well, why not use that time to connect with a deeper part of yourself that makes things happen? Did you know you had that within you? It's part of your subconscious mind. And so imagine yourself, instead of lying there imagining things falling apart and things not working out and this isn't happening and I wish this was, instead of that, imagine yourself successful, succeeding, resolving issues instead of creating more, right? Yep. Healing yourself. How many know we all need healing from time to time? Body, mind, and spirit. So imagine yourself healed and whole. A lot of times when I lay down at night, I take my hands and move them over my body, and I feel the energy of the body. And sometimes I'll feel a little, okay, what's that? And hold my hands there and kind of focus on the energy and just kind of, and stuff begins to happen. See, what happens is as you fall asleep in that peaceful state of imagination, your subconscious goes to work all night long, working on resolving those issues. Isn't that amazing? It's beautiful. So, sometimes we need creative distractions. When you're stuck in negative thoughts, you can sit down and begin to draw or doodle or sing. And that resets your brain, right? It resets your brain because you're doing something different. Even if you're just sitting there drawing circles or little insects or creatures or whatever you're doing, it's a creative distraction. How many know it's okay to do that, right? To do that because it pulls you out of that negative vibe and it pulls you into a new something fresh and something different. And then you can go about your day, right?
I also find that when I endeavor in something creative like that, it pulls me very much into the now.
Yes.
It keeps me from overthinking or thinking about things that are not beneficial. It brings me into the present moment, which is a much better place to be, right? Yeah. So last week we gave you a little Halloween metaphor of the ghosts. This week, we're going to introduce the zombie. The zombie of discouragement. When your enthusiasm fades, the zombie of discouragement tries to eat your brain.
Very delicious.
With thoughts like, it's too late, or who do you think you are? So the antidote is creative imagination. Every time you picture yourself thriving, you breathe new life into your dreams, and you keep that zombie of discouragement at bay.
Yes. You ever meet a zombie?
Creative thinking leads you out of dead energy.
Aha.
What about zombies? Sorry, I was
Well,
getting into it.
I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of people that are kind of just, you know that song, When the Saints Come Marching In? It's more like when they come dragging in, and they're just kind of dragging themselves along the body, and they're all, what's going on? Why is this happening? And they're just like, and they're not in a positive state,
You know what I'm just thinking of? Back years and years and years ago, we had this friend who drove a route, and he would stop by the house after he got done with his route, and he would come in and he would say, "It's a Mickey Mouse day. I should just put Mickey Mouse ears on my car because it's just a Mickey Mouse day."
Yeah.
And I was thinking of the negative energy plus the story of Mickey Mouse.
We knew his father, too. His favorite line, he would come to church and we'd shake hands. He said, after listening to a positive message, we were wanting to give, and he would shake my hand and go, "James, it's a lousy day." It's a lousy day. And then he'd smile, and go on. So,
Some
okay,
people
whatever.
are just stuck in that song and dance, right? So they need to.
And I kept telling him, I said, well, if it makes you happy, if you enjoy it, then there you go.
That's right.
So, the color. Were you going to say something? Oh, okay. So you can color your mind. You ever play with crayons? You can color your mind. If you're feeling down, visualize the discouragement as a thing and as gray smoke. See it as gray smoke in your mind, okay? And then breathe in golden light and watch as it transforms. Watch it transform. And see how you feel after you do that. Right? Feels pretty good. Because that's the power, the creative power of the mind that we all have. We have the capabilities, right? We have the talents and the gifts. It's just using them in a positive way. It makes all the difference. Let's say together, I'm a divine creator.
I am a divine creator.
My imagination paints my world.
My imagination paints my world
With possibility.
possibility.
Isn't that great? Yeah. And it's good when you can journal and write it down. Keep track of what's going on, and just say, okay, I had a dragon of doubt or a zombie of discouragement came up, and I dealt with it, and it feels pretty good. Mm-hmm. And I saw it transform. Isn't that great? And that gives you more empowerment. The more you see yourself, evolving and changing and growing and overcoming, then, hey, the better it gets. Now, we're going to read through this last one really quickly, but these are the attitudes and the concepts of a visionary. Mm-hmm. You want to read?
Oh, visionaries are guided by an inner knowing rather than external evidence. If God guides, then God provides. Visionaries are driven by a divine calling, something greater than just personal ambition. They trust the invisible process of creation, planting ideas like seeds and knowing they will grow in divine timing. A visionary's choices align with their higher purpose. They lift others up rather than controlling them. They lift others up rather than controlling them.
But it's so fun trying to
They
control
lift
everybody.
others up rather than controlling them. They make connections others might miss, blending ideas across disciplines or beliefs. True visionaries stay centered through prayer, inner stillness, and focus. And finally, a true visionary walks their talk and is not discouraged by setbacks. Obstacles become stepping stones. Do each step with single-minded focus and then move on to the next thing. And that way you won't become overwhelmed by the whole project. Oh gosh, Leah, did you hear that? Yes, I did. Do each step with single-minded focus and then move on to the next thing. And that way you won't become overwhelmed by the whole project.
You know, teachers teach what they most need to learn. Does that give you a clue about us? Right? These are the things that we're dealing with in our lives constantly. So we know that other people are too, right?
Yeah.
Because we're kind of in the same boat, aren't we?
I have a lot of projects that I do complete, and then I have a lot of other things that I let myself get overwhelmed by just thinking about the whole project, as opposed to, well, here's the one thing I can do today, kind of thinking.
But you're a lot better at that than you used to be.
I am. I'm definitely making strides forward with it.
Yeah. Let's say together, I'm getting better.
I'm getting better.
And better.
And better.
In every way.
In every way.
Every day.
Every day.
There you go.
And you know what? Even if there is something that you're doing, this is not quote unquote wrong. It's not, right? Yeah. Because there's a lesson in it. It's like Rich and I were just talking about before service, and he was talking about, he's written this wonderful new book about his journey with prostate cancer. And, there's that tendency to want to go, why? What is this all about? And when you get on the other side of it, there's a beautiful gift in it.
Yeah.
Because now he has a great story that he can share that will influence and help other people. And we're talking about the same thing with panic attacks. You go through it, but on the other side of it, there is a gratitude for having gone through it. So because now you have a deeper understanding and empathy for people who struggle with that. So it's like in everything, there is some kind of a nugget that you can pull from it, and that you can see that it's really not wrong. It's really not a mistake. There's something beautiful in it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just have to look a little harder than other times, right? But it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. And that's part of being a visionary too.
It is
seeing beyond just, like I said, the sense world, and knowing that there's something greater, something bigger, something more expansive, if you will just allow yourself to go there with your thinking.
Let your mind grow still. Let your body relax. Know that you're in a safe place. There's nothing here, no one here to hurt you or harm you in any way. You are safe. Maybe think to yourself, I am safe in the presence of God. So in this state of relaxation and quiet, maybe you're contemplating a vision, something new in your life, whatever it is. It's important to have that vision and to know that your vision is yours, your dream. But it's not just yours alone, it belongs to the world. The Spirit wants to use you to bring it into the world, whatever it is. Can you see that? Over the years, we've created various visions for our Unity community. This week I sat down and had a download. So I just want to share with you a vision statement this morning. Down near the water's edge, I see a beautiful spiritual and cultural center and sanctuary, alive with creativity, wisdom, and joy. A state-of-the-art auditorium that glows with divine purpose. It is more than a building. It is a living temple of higher consciousness, where the arts, ideas, and spirit meet in harmony. From its theater-style seating to its dynamic, light-filled stage, this sacred space welcomes thought leaders, musicians, poets, and teachers who uplift hearts and awaken minds. And here, concerts, plays, seminars, and celebrations echo with messages of peace, unity, and possibility. Surrounding the hall, I see a community fellowship center, a gathering place infused with warmth and belonging. The custom kitchen and coffee cafe hum with laughter and conversation. Our book and gift shop shines with treasures of wisdom and inspiration. Youth rooms overflow with creativity and wonder, while quiet spaces overlooking nature invite reflection, prayer, and renewal. This is a haven of peace, a magnet for people from every path and background, drawn by the light of love, inclusion, and purpose. And together, we cultivate a vibrant community of spiritual seekers and cultural creators, where every event, every encounter, and every song becomes a prayer for a better world. Today is the beginning, where the divine dream begins to unfold, and our vision takes form and shape, and heaven touches earth. I now invite you to consider your vision statement for yourself, for your life. Allow Spirit to give you a divine idea or two. Let it come now, in the moment, in the quiet. Let's just sit in the stillness for just a moment, for just a little bit. Sometimes inspiration hits, it's just a feeling or an awareness. Maybe it's a chill bump. The hairs in the back of your neck stand up. Or maybe it's just being in the stillness for a few moments. That something new is started, begins. And the seed of the dream is planted within you. So what can you see? What do you see? What do you want to see? Be open now. Even if nothing comes in this moment, don't worry about that. Something is coming to you right now. And it will begin to talk to you in your dreams throughout the week, throughout the months, and days ahead. Because you are a visionary. And together we are all visionaries. Focused with intention. Focused with divine guidance. When God guides, God provides. So we bless the dream, all of our dreams together, by the power of the Holy Spirit, and illumination and understanding, and the ability to walk it out in the physical world. So we give thanks. We say, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Now let's hold the space for those around us, for peace on earth, in earth, and around earth, and all over the world. Let's hold that spirit of peace. Carry it with you throughout each and every day. No matter what, hold that spirit of peace. Forgiveness, healing, and reconciliation. For this world, for this time that we live in. That's why we're here. We see it, we imagine it, we speak it, we feel it, and we're grateful for it. So in the name of the Christ presence and all that's sacred, holy, beautiful, and good, we say, Amen. And so it is. So it is. All right.